again, there's nothing to segue from.
What's the topic?
It's Dungeons and Dragons,
No,
man.
you said you got
Oh,
bits.
we're
This is
still
a
on
Dungeons
that?
and This is a Dungeons and Dragons podcast.
God.
You know,
Do you know how much of a pain it is to try to make a paladin in 3.5?
big time.
Yeah.
I
You
remember.
gotta like follow all these freaking rules and shit.
Well, I remember being a paladin. Being a paladin was always a restrictive thing up until 4th edition.
Yeah.
Because like even in like 1st edition, it's like, did you roll an 18 charisma? No, then you're not going to be a paladin. And then 3rd edition is like, are you following your alignment to the letter? No, then you're not a paladin. You can lose your paladin levels.
Yep.
And then 4th edition happened, and it's like, all right, we don't really. Give
Not
a
only
shit
that,
anymore.
You can lose your paladin levels by someone else near you doing shit.
Yep. Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Did that happen to you?
No, I've been researching to see, because I had an interesting idea for a character online.
Because you both have been playing Neverwinter Nights.
Yeah.
Not as much as he is, yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
Well, because that reawakened, it's like he had to turn in like a chip once he turned on Neverwinter Nights again. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? Whereas you, it's like, yeah, I can sink a lot of time in this and have fun. He's like, man, I was sober for 10 years and now here I am. Look at how far
Pretty
I've
much,
fallen.
Yeah.
400 hours, baby.
In how much
Recently.
time?
That's like, what, 2 months?
Oh,
That's a lot.
yeah.
I'm in no place to judge because I feel like, so when Mountain Blade Bannerlord came out,
Mm-hmm.
I fucking I literally was playing it like it was a job, but that only lasted for 3 weeks. And it's happened again over the past week. I've been playing a lot of Bannerlord, but in order to, so that's bad. So the ratio's the same, but not the length, like the frequency.
But you have to
So,
realize
like,
that
over 400 hours, that's a lot
in
of
whatever
time.
in the amount of hours you played on Warband, you've actually had a full game to play the whole time.
In Bannerlord,
I'm not
yeah.
playing Neverwinter Nights the whole time I'm playing Neverwinter Nights. A lot of it's standing around and just talking to people.
Good point. Checkmate.
Yeah.
Yeah, you win.
Which actually, I should be looked down a bit on the servers I play on because I have been playing the game more than I've been role playing.
Which is weird to me because it's like, you know, if you're going to be role playing, if it's such a role play centric thing, it's like it's 3rd edition.
Well, they do
It might-
dungeons. It's not like it's only talking.
Yeah.
Right. Oh, really?
Yeah, yeah. No. He means just like he's playing by himself instead of playing with other people is what it really means. Because usually
Oh,
people
okay.
are like,
Yeah.
Sometimes it's like a Second Life where you're walking by like a water cooler, and then it goes like Ragnar says this and that, and you're like, okay. But a lot of the time it's people just being like, la la la. Okay, can we do a dungeon? And we're like, okay, do it. But
I see,
in
okay.
character.
Yeah.
So it's like there's really only like a 10-second difference. There's the only difference between you playing a game in a way these other people would like and not is you going LFG in all chat. That's like the difference.
Kind of.
Except personally,
Right.
like
Well,
yeah.
but I mean, I spent a lot of hours back when I played all the time, just doing role playing, and I used to be very comfortable with that. And I found that trying to jump back into it, I feel dwarfed by the role players on these servers, with like the level of thought they've put into how quickly they can have in character responses that relate directly to their lore, their background, their knowledge of the world, their lack of knowledge in the world. And I'm like, geez, things have changed.
I remember being
The
able to
community's
do
like
shit like that.
heavily matured.
Right. Was it so you're saying it really wasn't like that back when you played?
No, I was 17 years old and freaking doing role playing where I'm pretty sure I wasn't freaking spelling shit right or capitalizing it correctly.
Right. Well, but like back in our I remember like I feel like back in our 20s, like, well, we're still in our 20s, but like early 20s, you know, like 18,
Back in our
18 to
20s.
20, 21.
Yeah.
Like when we were in college and stuff, I remember that was something I could devote energy to.
Yeah.
Was like being that immersive in my RP. But at the same time, it sounds like even though I kind of fell off of that, the people who stayed on have gotten even more matured in it.
Yeah.
Which is kind of interesting. I would like to see how that
Yeah,
looks.
most people back in the day always did emoting and stuff through asterisks and just everything normally. Most people now that I've on a lot of servers I've played on, they write everything like it's an actual book. What the character says will be blank says, and then with quotations, perfect grammar and everything. Ending, and then emotes are part of the descriptions.
Is it because they all want to be fucking writers, or they all want to be like Brandon?
I don't know. It definitely makes them look good. Definitely makes me feel like shit when I walk in. And I'm like, smiles.
Sup, fucking losers? What's going on? And they're like, Govoric says,
exactly.
How dare you?
Yeah, hard mode is playing an intelligent character. In this. The easiest way to do it is be dumb first, because then you don't have to put so much effort.
Yeah, because then there's
dumb
an excuse.
characters.
Yeah.
There's a mute character that has paragraphs. So it's also, you got to be dumb and not really
because you can play a mute character and just you're heavily emoting everything that you do.
I love that. So the only way out is to dump Ike, is to dump Int. That's the only way out.
You'd be like really expressive if people know what they're doing. It'd be very expressive dumbness.
Yeah, that's
like today.
that's
I was
funny.
on my
That's
archaeologist
true.
character,
Yeah,
and
that's true.
he has these skulls on his shoulders and stuff. And people always ask me like a bit about them. But someone directly asked me today, "Is there a story behind those skulls?" And I was like, "No, there's not." But I gotta come up with one in like 30 seconds.
I gotta come up with one right now.
And I'm like bringing up immediate lore. Schultz. Who lives in Schultz? I don't know. Shit.
Told. Yeah. Was it like a role play police sort of vibe where he comes up and was like, "You better have a story behind those pauldrons."
No,
I'm gonna take them off you.
It wasn't.
You know?
I definitely had that when I first got on, because the first character I made was my Githyanki Ranger, who I played at the table for 2 years in Ben's game, and who I've actually played in multiple different times as different classes. She started originally out as the idea of like a Tomb Raider rogue that would just be able to use Dimension Door, jump, and all those things that Githyanki have to just get through boundaries and get to the actual idol and be able to take it out.
Yeah.
But then she turned into an absolute sword monster that just had as many attacks per round as possible and didn't give a damn about anyone or anything. So that's the version I'm playing online right now.
Right.
And I first got on that character. I'm like, this is a character I'm familiar with. I know how to roleplay. It's perfectly fine. So I got on, and the first player character I ran into was the max level other Githyanki on the server, who immediately was like, "So tell me about yourself." And I was like,
"Fuck." Yeah.
I thought I was prepared, but I realized that when you're at a table role playing with your buds, no one's asking about your Githyanki lore.
Yeah. No one's
about
asking
what crest you came from.
Please quote the correct parts of the setting book, or I will kill you. I
and
will kill you.
He was like that too, because he's a mercy killer. So his whole thing is like, if you're a criminal, I will kill you on the spot. And I'm like, looks at chaotic evil alignment. No,
no, I'm not a criminal. I'm good. I promise.
I'm good. I promise. Exactly.
I promise. Yeah, it is definitely different to like. Where would you rate it in terms of like? Cause I'm sure you've watched like okay. You have like Second Life, right?
Yeah.
Then you have like Source Engine, like Gary's Mod RP servers, and then you have like Arma 3 RP servers, and then you like get all the way up to. I know a guy who, he has been running a MUD since like he was probably like our age in a setting he wrote.
Yep.
But is still going.
So the only thing that can beat Neverwinter Nights in terms of roleplay is MUDs. And the reason it's superior to Second Life, Arma, or anything else is because all those games have voice chat. So that when you're role-playing, no matter what the character's supposed to be, you still hear the person on the other end.
Yeah. Yeah.
With Neverwinter Nights, you can sound however the fuck you want, but you can be playing the beefiest, scariest dude on the server.
The hottest succubus.
As long as
you can be the hottest succubus. You can be the hottest succubus. It's not going to be weird when a clearly 40-year-old man on the other side is like / seduces you.
Yes, exactly.
Describe. You're like 16. Like, oh boy, I have unsupervised internet access and I can do whatever I want. And then like some 40-year-old man on the other side is like gets on a low call. He's like, describe your clitoris to me. Describe it to me. And you're like, I don't want to be. I don't want to roleplay anymore.
New red lights.
That doesn't happen. Doesn't happen on Neverwinter Nights. In fact, well, only on one server, which isn't even concluded on the server list anymore. You have to direct IP.
The ERP server got removed.
Beamdog's not having any of that shit.
Because it's good.
Oh, that's funny.
It's not.
Yeah, because it's
not good.
It's good.
Oh
the
my
only good
God.
server. They're like, we hate that players have good
What about
things.
Milky Jugs?
Is it pony milk?
Pony milk.
Pony milk.
What is pony
Oh
milk?
God. Okay.
Everything's a green light.
Everything's a green light.
And very descriptive. Everything is a green light.
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, they follow a light system on that server where it usually when you
stoplights. Yeah,
when you
yeah.
examine a character, it usually just tells the description, what you're seeing off of them, maybe kind of how they act regularly. If a player's not constantly writing in that they're feeling sad or whatnot, so you can be like, okay, this is how I should, in theater of the mind, kind of be relating to this character, because not everything can be perfect visually in a game. But for that server, it does the description and then immediately to the red lights. Now, Pony Milk was a character that we saw that just mixed. It has the longest examine text I've ever seen on a Neverwinter Nights character, and it was one of the hardest things to read. Because
Okay.
it legitimately was just
3 paragraphs.
open for everything. If you even try and show an ounce of respect to my character, then you're breaking the rules. And I'm going to be contacting a dungeon master to stop you.
You're not degrading my character hard
Yeah.
enough, so I'm gonna contact a DM.
Yeah.
We could describe
It's
more,
like-
but
it's
it'd
like-
be another Hanzo episode.
Yes, it would be a Hanzo episode.
Just okay. I want you
You
to
know
think,
what?
I want you to
need
think of the
get-
no.
start
fuck
up a
you.
Patreon.
No, start a Patreon so that they
For
can
the
like,
Hanzo
yeah,
episode.
for the uncensored. I wish
And
I
for us reading off the text from Sinfar characters.
I don't think I still have. I don't think I have the uncensored Hanzo episode anymore. Actually,
Damn.
probably
but
have it.
actually, you know what? I'll announce this here before I continue with the pony milk stuff. So every episode before this one has been marked season 1.
Yeah.
We're officially in season 2, mostly because I plugged my nose and chugged the 5th edition Kool-Aid, the one D&D Kool-Aid, as I'm
Yep.
sure we'll talk about after we're done with this Neverwinter Nights topic. But that being said, the world's our oyster, which means we could, well, maybe not Patreon, because there's been a lot of drama around Patreon recently, and I'm not comfortable going through that.
I don't know anything about it.
Me either.
Don't really.
Basically, it was their entire cybersecurity team quit at once because there is allegations of child trafficking being put through.
Whoa.
Yeah, through like sex trafficking through Patreon. So
I
that's
guess
fun.
they thought they weren't doing enough. Is why they would quit?
Well, I think the implication is that the higher ups are like, no, it's fine. You know what I
That's
mean? Like
weird.
the tree is rotten. You know what I mean? Like it's all like Blizzard style all the way
It's
up.
not like,
Yeah.
hey, we're all quitting because this is good. We don't want security.
No. What do you mean?
They're like, man, we're the thing holding this back. Why?
No,
Let's quit.
they're quitting because they go to the CEO like, hey, you realize that there's like these really concerning like human trafficking things going on through our site, right? And the CEO's like, hey, yeah. And it's like, what do you mean, huh? Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, all
Yeah.
allegations.
It's like an.
I really have no idea.
It's
but
like an OnlyFans thing.
it's throwing Blizzard vibes.
Huh.
It's throwing like there's some shit happening at the
well,
top.
OnlyFans
vibes,
had
like,
a lot of that unregulated stuff.
Oh,
so-
that sucks.
I mean, that's what happens when you don't have like you legalize sex work. Is you have all this.
Fine.
oh Jesus! I guess I do have to censor that.
What?
That's like that's a hot button topic right
if you don't
there.
legalize it, then you have just these markets that.
Oh,
can't
if
be
you
regulated.
don't legalize it.
Yeah.
Wait.
What did I? You
I thought you said this is what happens when you. I'm like, did you just slippery
when you
slope
don't.
me?
No.
Yeah,
When you don't
No,
regulate
you
it.
just
You
okay.
forgot the
Okay,
don't.
it's fine. You
No.
forgot the don't. You did forget the
No,
don't.
I didn't.
You,
You
did
did.
forget the don't.
It's recorded.
You,
You forgot the
you
don't.
forgot the
You
don't.
said verbatim.
Because I'm
well,
literally.
this is what happens when you legalize sex work.
That's literally what you
It's when
said.
You don't. That's
That's-
the whole problem.
yes.
Is they don't.
I understand now that you. Yes, I totally understand that we're on the same side. I was like worried for a second because I'm like, am I about to get slippery sloped on my own fucking
No.
podcast?
You're about to get
No, it's the problem is it's not regulated. So
Yes.
all- free markets get to do whatever they want, and then they just...
Anyway, you really want to start
100%.
season 2 like this?
No,
Is this the
I
caliber?
don't.
Is this the caliber
I don't.
of like fresh rebranding you were going after?
Well, you know what? I had a feeling it was going to be futile, and if anything, this is just confirming that it's like, it is what it is. No. All it's supposed to be is season 2 is just like, I'm going to be at least I am, and I think we should be focusing a lot more on like 5th edition stuff and 5th edition news and stuff like that, because I'm kind of bought back in. And it also makes us more like, you know, marketable, because I can put like hashtag D&D and stuff in there. You know, I can
Yeah.
at Chris Perkins, be my daddy Dom, please. Hashtag D&D. By the way, here's my podcast.
Was that the goal?
What?
Has
What'd I say?
That's been the goal the whole time?
What did I say?
You've been using us to just get you closer to Chris Perkins.
Yeah, so I can have sex with Chris Perkins.
Yeah,
Yeah.
his big
What's wrong with
his
that?
bald head.
Yeah, what's wrong? Yeah, you got a problem with bald guys? I'm bald. Well, not right now.
Yeah, I've had a problem with you since day one.
You come up to that table at the college fair, and you're not even at me yet. You're 30 feet away, and you're walking over, you're a full turns movement away, and you're like, oh, this guy, I can tell he fucking sucks.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm Casey.
You're 30
Yeah.
feet away. I've already got my actions planned for the round, buddy.
Yeah, yeah. It's been, now that you say that, I felt...
I
What?
just imagine on a date being like, yeah, my actions are
My
It's just like
saying
it
to my
feels-
date, my actions are
Actions
planned.
are planned.
So she's gonna get up movement, and then I'm gonna use my bonus action, pull out my hand. She's gonna touch it. Obviously, she's gonna touch it back.
I'm gonna use
Full
my
action. Here's my joke.
I'm gonna use my reaction to raise my eyebrow. I'm gonna use my reaction to snap, which will signal the waiter to bring the wedding band in the chocolate cake.
Oh.
This is date 1.
Yeah.
Oh, I can see that happen.
Yep.
With who?
Just I have
In general.
no. I
Chris
have
Perkins, I guess.
Yeah.
Perkins?
No,
Man,
just-
I can't believe that is canonically how. I was about to try to say that's actually how it works in real life. I love describing real life things as canonical.
Yeah.
And implying there are non-canon things that happen in real life, like like the rest of Monty Cook's career is non-canonical.
Yeah, that's the
Yeah.
thing of diving back into 3rd edition is I'm reading a lot of Monty Cook.
Oh my god, what a fucking hack!
Yeah, the lore is all there. gotta learn about alignment steps and
Yep.
and actions towards them.
You gotta learn about intentionally designed bad feats.
Yeah,
Yeah.
which
Yeah.
which still exists.
Do you remember talking about Ivory Tower game design back
Yeah.
in the day? Back
Oh,
on
yeah,
campus,
we always
going
did.
on and on and on. Yeah, ragging on that motherfucker.
Yeah.
Still playing Pathfinder anyway.
Yep.
I love it. Hey, I forget what we were talking about, but check out this book I got. So there's this guy. I gotta actually pull it out of my backpack. Hold on.
Wow, season 2, he doesn't have the book ready.
I don't even have the book ready. Have you?
He
before
doesn't
I
even have
reveal
the
it-
book in there. He
Before-
just
I
opened
do!
the bag,
It's right.
looked in, and closed it.
It's the mystery. I make it seem like I have this
It's
book.
not there.
Have you heard of a D&D?
He's delaying because he's had.
Oh my god! Even when I pull it out, you guys will be like, "He just opened the bag." There's like no fucking book in there.
Yeah.
I swear the book is in there. I'm
All right.
looking at
Yep.
it. There's going to be a dramatic
dark.
reveal.
I'm seeing it like I saw the inside of the Pulp Fiction briefcase.
It's real dark.
Yeah,
in there.
Yeah, real close.
That is exactly. Yeah, no. None of this works because we're not recording video.
Yeah.
But the idea being that it's like, yeah, we're gonna go around the table and everyone's gonna look in the backpack, and go, oh, do the soy boy, do the soy face,
Yeah.
and then be like, yeah, that's the coolest.
What was
book
your
I've ever
introduction
seen.
you're gonna do to the book?
About the book? Yeah,
Yeah.
well, I'll get into that.
Oh, okay.
What's the
So
damn
there's
book?
Have you heard? I think I showed it to you guys before. There was a 5th edition adventure / setting put out called Neverland, which was Peter Pan, Neverland. That's in public domain.
Yeah.
And they literally are like, hey, let's put it in the future, 5-10 years, or maybe even longer, because Wendy is like an old swamp hag in Neverland at
Wow.
this point. And like it's a hex crawl through
That's
Neverland, and it's really, really cool. Well, like literally a couple days ago, I ordered it the day it dropped. He released Oz. And what Oz is it is a 5th edition urban crawl set in the Emerald City, and the Emerald City has like fucking like 20s ass and like retro futuristic tech. So they got like the trains and the metro systems and like dudes wearing suits, and like you got like pugilists and all that, and you got like all this fucking crazy shit, all these like towns, all these districts, all this.
Oh man, I saw that building map.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a lot of rooms.
It is a lot of rooms, but my point, and it's written by this guy Andrew Kolb. He directly references like a lot of OSR stuff that this was inspired by, like a lot of magical industrial society type stuff.
Yeah.
And I'm enamored with it. I love this idea of taking like public domain stuff and like slapping it in, slapping it in a D&D intelligently, not just like throwing it in there, but like, you're like thinking about how can I make like a believable and an engaging fantasy setting using this work. And he did it with Neverland, and now he did it with Oz. And the book's fucking gorgeous.
Nice.
You guys are looking at the book, right?
Yeah.
Can you confirm for the listeners that I did actually bring the book and that you're looking at the book?
The book, it does say Oz, and it is blue.
It's like in I think, I forget who mentioned it. It's like in a dollar, like this is like the dollar bill text. You look at it, this is like the money text.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's all about the money. Yeah, you gotta scratch
There's
the ridges to make sure it's
ridges.
real. Yep, that literally came up at game night. Like I was literally like, the way you can always tell a bill is real is you scratch the president's jacket, and if it's textured, it's real. Yeah.
And then people are like, no, and then immediately start grabbing the dollar bills. It's the best. It's the best bar trick.
It is the best bar trick. Well, especially because they asked me, like, they're like, oh yeah, you look at the security strips and the watermark, and I'm like, I worked as a merchant teller for a year. I never, not once, used the security strips or watermarks, and I caught counterfeit all the time. Like, shit. It's that easy.
If I see someone holding up a bill to the light, that's the first thing I goes to my head is fucking amateur.
Yeah, straight up. Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah. Get good.
Get good.
Yeah. So, skill issue.
Skills.
So it's a setting book?
Yeah, it's the Emerald Sitting. Oh, jeez, this beer.
Emerald Sitting.
I'm currently drinking Old Rasputin Russian Imperial Stout, and I feel the spirit of Rasputin thrashing around inside of me. It's the Emerald City from all the Oz books. This is a hypothetical continuation of where like the last Oz book left off, and they extrapolate out like the tech. The series starts around the 1900s. So we're probably looking at some 20s tech, some retrofuturistic tech, some magical industry stuff. What would the city look like? Dorothy and Toto are like in it. It's like, what are they doing now? Like, what does that look like? So it's an entire setting, but it's designed to be an urban crawl. So it's not an adventure in the same way where it's like, all right, I got to read this whole thing. There's like there's a discrete narrative I got to follow. It's like, what district you want to go to, you open up to that district, you roll a bunch of tables, and you have like your adventure for the day. So it is like a setting. It is a living, breathing city, all in one. It's really, really cool. I'm excited to dive into that. I haven't yet. I just got that today, and I was working.
Gnomes fear chickens.
Yeah.
Wow.
Have you read the Oz books? Because neither have I, but apparently that's true.
Yeah, I guess so.
How many were there?
There was like a fuckload of them. There's like
5?
There's like a bunch of stories. I saw on Amazon there was a collection. It was really like, those Game of Thrones, like the A Song of Ice and Fire, like they have the packs with all the books. It looked like that.
Yeah.
But it was like 3 or 4 stories per book. So I think there was like maybe 20 or so Oz stories, from what I understand. So there's like a lot of lore that he was able to draw off of. I think that's why I like this, based on a cursory like look through and reviews I've read. I'm already liking this more than Neverland, because not only is it more up my alley, it being like a city crawl and stuff like that, but also because Neverland, like Peter Pan doesn't have as much to draw from. Like, he has a richer lore to draw from.
Yeah, making a whole city.
Yeah.
Instead of an island, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And like he really had to go out of his way to like make shit for Neverland. This is bigger than Neverland for sure. Like
It's very
page count wise,
single spaced. There's a lot to
An
it.
there's a ton.
An archetypal gnome name is Blug.
Blug the gnome.
Blug the gnome. And it's just gnome without a G, but they act the exact same.
Yeah.
But they do look different.
They do look a little different.
They're just rocks.
They're little carrot looking people, little stalagmite.
Yeah.
Might triple.
It looks so different. It's interesting that it's 5th.
So that's another reason why I've respected Andrew Kolb's work is because first of all, this book's like $30, which is insane. Like a book of this quality would usually be $50. His books also get sold at Barnes and Noble. I picked up Neverland at Barnes and Noble.
I haven't noticed it.
So this is like the only OSR product I really know of that has hit mainstream shelves. And that's the other thing is like he does a very good job of taking a lot of the OSR philosophies that I like the old school D&D philosophies I like, and then putting them in 5th edition. Because he's a pragmatist. He realized that everyone's playing 5e, but I can really mess around with how 5e looks and feels and works to make something that feels a little more traditional. So he's really, really good at what he does, and I'm excited to like read through that and check that out. But the other thing I have to read too is, did you know that Symbaroum released a 5th edition conversion?
Oh wow!
And I did order it. I was looking at the reviews. I was looking through PDFs and stuff. It might be the best set of 5th edition products I've ever seen, because it's 3 books. You get the player's guide, the GM's guide, and like the bestiary. And the bestiary alone has like all this stuff based on like, hey, what sort of situation are you in? What sort of terrain are you in? Here's how you're going to reskin these creatures. The GM's guide is like, here are all the types of adventures that are typically going to be happening. Are you adventuring into the forest to set up a base? Here's how that usually goes. Stuff like that. Like it's a very, very comprehensive, and I love that setting. I just was never a big fan of the system, so to hear that the 5th edition conversion is so good.
I think we broke the system the first day we played it.
I think so. It's not that hard to break,
No.
really. I feel like as a GM, you have to be like, if you're GMing Symbaroum, there's a level of creativity that you have to exhibit mechanically that it's like, or system mastery, I should say, that you have to exhibit. It's like, why not just play fucking 5th edition at that point?
Yeah.
If we're so worried about like. And it shouldn't be that way for how light the system is, but it does feel that way. It feels very flimsy.
Yeah.
Like a plastic rulers.
I think I made a character that could only be hit on like 2 die rolls at the beginning level.
Yeah.
I think that happens from growing up playing 3rd edition, I think is the same as being trained as a hacker, that then as lighter editions have come out and the mode of play has changed, we've kind of just become natural counter hackers where we just go, all right, we want to explore a new system, something lighter, that's great. And you still open the book and you go, boom, 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 boom. Okay, I know how to break this in 5 seconds.
100%. Or you at least, or you at least just can intuitively make like a good build.
Yeah.
I know that based on the amount of 5th edition this group has played, I know that we've broken it to hell and back a couple different times. Like, I like that it's like a... It's like Dragon Ball Z weighted clothes.
Matt never
like Goku taking off the weights at the fucking
Matt never
tournament.
breaks it mechanically. He's more of a stress tester.
Yeah. We talked about that.
He just goes, all right, hand me whatever I'm gonna do, and then he goes off the page.
Well, I like the idea of like there's a lot of system stress tests for role playing games. But then there's also this stress test of like, you're a GM and you're simulating this environment and this situation or these people. Well, what if this happens? And it'll be something that it's like, well, the simulation did not account for this.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? At all. Which I think is important and like pushes the limits of what it is a GM can do or a TTRPG can do.
Yeah.
There's a lot of cool stuff in the 5th edition ecosystem now that I'm finally like gritting my teeth and taking a look again. But you're right in that it's like 5th edition might be lighter and it might still be like hackable and stuff, but at least it's robust enough and playtest enough through 5 editions, it doesn't break as easily as something that was just made in house.
Yeah.
You know, by some people who do not have the same amount of like R&D.
Yeah.
Or playtest.
I mean, that's my
Wizards.
biggest concern of me developing anything in my 2D20 systems is I'm going to bring it to the table and immediately everyone's going to know how to tear it down mechanically.
I think what you have going in your favor is that 2D20 has been extensively play tested. I think a big part of that is because each time they release it with a new IP, it's different. It's basically a different edition.
Yeah.
And the SRD itself is fairly comprehensive. Writing something for 2D20 amounts to a reskin. So I don't
Mostly.
think you need to worry too much. It has a pretty tight central mechanic.
Yeah.
Except
Except all my designs are intentionally flipping those mechanics on their head.
right.
Yeah.
But it's fine. I mean, it all still exists in the same. It's like if you wrote a hack for like Burning Wheel, where it's like everything is really tight and really works together and stuff. The problem is that writing a hack for a system like Burning Wheel would be very, very difficult. As I imagine, writing a 2D20 game yourself would also be difficult. Like you can know that it's going to be like fairly balanced, at least more balanced than just some RPG you just shit out of your head. But at the same time, getting to that point is going to be a lot harder than just putting pen to paper with whatever comes to mind.
Yeah.
You know, not to devalue the role of other RPG designers. It's not like they're just throwing whatever's in their head, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
You know what I mean.
Yeah, we know.
Yeah.
Dungeon World.
Yeah. Oh yeah, let's get on that.
So Matt, what's your topic?
So, you read the Neverland one?
I did read the Neverland one.
Does it change skills up, or is literally the character sheet the same?
Same. It's incredible the amount of creativity that is like, because the intent is that there's no character creation rules. The intent is that you go in using like the player's handbook and all this. There might be a couple of new races or something like that, but that's not that
Do you
hard.
play a Dragonborn in Oz?
Hypothetically, yeah.
Because you have to use their characters.
It doesn't say anything about you not doing it. I feel like if I was running it, I would definitely, when I do run it, it'll
I mean,
definitely
it's just
say,
a
like-
tornado that comes and picks people up, and I'm sure that's not the only way to get there. So
Exactly, yeah. It's
Yeah,
it's-
because she fights
yeah.
back, yeah.
Especially with 1D&D is really pushing the like. I mean, Wizards have been doing this since they started doing the Magic the Gathering stuff.
Yeah.
Where it's like infinite planes, plane hopping. Why isn't Oz would just be one of the planes?
Yeah.
Witchlight. I'm running Witchlight, and it literally starts with plane hopping.
yeah,
So it's not even a question of character level. It's like assumed that you can jump planes off the bat. So you could have level 1 characters go to Oz and stick out. Or you could have level 1 characters and be like, you either have to be human, or you have to be like an animal person, or one of the other races that are, you know, available in Oz.
older editions, even getting to the point of trying to hop a plane, likely had like a 20% chance of you just killing the party.
Oh yeah, Gate in like first edition was like a 9th level spell, and it was fucking brutal.
Yeah.
They had all these stipulations. It was mostly intended for a name level wizard to just go through, and that's it. Like
Yeah.
the moment you start adding more people, it gets like bad really fast. But now it's just, I think we're gonna see lore wise and stuff as we push into this new era of D&D. There's gonna be a lot more emphasis on plane hopping. I haven't really I'm gonna leave this kind of vague because you guys are currently playing in the adventure, but there is a planeswalker in Witchlight.
Oh,
Oh, yeah.
Not-
It's me.
Not a
Yeah.
Well, it is all 3 of you because all
I'm a
4 of
horiz-
you.
I'm
yeah,
a
but
Horizon
he's,
Walker.
he's
you're
the
playing,
Horizon Walker specifically.
I'm just not level 2 yet.
yeah,
That's I'm just not level 2
yeah.
yet.
Watch out! Once he's level 2, he can detect portals.
Fuck, good to know. That's actually really
I don't
good
think it's
to
level
know.
2.
It's level 2, buddy.
Oh, okay.
No,
He's the
no,
main
you're
one.
right. It's level 3 because of
3's
Ranger.
archetypes, yeah.
Because you're all spelljammer
I play
characters,
way too
like-
many freaking wizards and warlocks. Because you get all the juicy stuff right at 1 or 2.
You really do.
I don't have anything.
Yeah.
You hopefully I kind of want to speed people along to 3rd level because I know Witchlight is like low level and
Yeah.
stuff, but it kind of sucks to be at level 1 for so long.
Yeah, it does.
I haven't noticed it.
I want my lowest insight score to be 15
Yeah.
because that's where
Yeah.
that's where my whole character design peaks, and it's all downhill from there.
Is it level 15?
No, level 3.
Oh, level 3. Okay, you
Because I have no combat skills.
the cap for the campaign is anywhere from 6 to 8.
Yeah.
So everyone will absolutely get to 3. I just think I feel like it should happen maybe a little sooner, because I also haven't, like Matt, you're right, I also haven't noticed it, because there's a lot of fun stuff to do at the Witchlight Carnival that doesn't require you being at higher levels, but I feel like those first 3 levels in 5th edition also cover utility a lot. I talked about before, I feel like you could run a perfectly serviceable 5th edition game where everyone was 3rd level, stayed at 3rd level, maybe got some like feats and stuff, but like 3rd level is like great. You have everything you need. You have a lot of options. Everything after that is, for the most part, like combat stuff.
Yeah.
But I want to get to 3rd level because that's when everyone's builds.
I mean,
unlock,
I can't remember any
like,
time we leveled up in Ryan's game, but I had a good time.
brutal.
It's been a while.
I can't remember, but it's a good game.
That's because it just kind of happens. He's been running it real by the book.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which means who knows when we level up.
Because like when I level people up, it's usually we just ended an arc or we're ramping up to the next arc. But
You have
old school
the-
D&D, it's you killed that dragonfly and now you're ready to level up in the middle of this random encounter.
Well, more like old school D&D is more like, you gotta, all right, you need 20,000 gold pieces
Okay,
to
yeah.
level up.
We're
like,
not talking about the old times, Grandpa.
We're talking about
okay?
3rd edition as
We're ta-
old school?
Yeah.
Fuck. Fuck.
Yeah.
You realize that edition came out in 2000, right?
Yeah,
You
it's-
realize that edition came
yeah.
out 22 years ago, right?
22 years. Yeah. 22 of them.
I want to fucking die. I'm so ancient. What the hell is going on? Fuck me. I've been through 3. This is my 3rd
Divorce.
This is my 3rd divorce. Oh my god, I'm so broke. Half my income goes to alimony. Fucking, if you count one D&D as a new edition, which I don't,
I do.
that would count as 4 editions.
I will.
that we've been
I'll
through.
count it as an edition.
Are you
just
ready?
the way
Are you
as
ready?
Essentials was its own
5.5.
edition.
5.5.
Well, yes. So you're right. Essentials were 4.5, and you're right in that
Of course.
1 D&D is going to be like 5.5. At least, even if it doesn't end up working out to be like 5.5, because the play testing is still happening.
Yeah.
The judges are still like the verdict's still out. The jury's still out. Judge, jury, verdict. I'm going to keep throwing out court
Yeah.
terms. So
And then
I'm on
me
the right
as the
one.
executioner.
Lawyer, barrister. What?
Me as the executioner.
You're the executioner.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think 5.5 is going to stick. But
Did you do the survey?
I did.
I didn't do the survey.
Did you do the survey?
I don't do surveys.
Ben did the
Why
survey.
didn't you do the survey?
He talked about doing like paragraphs.
Ben did?
Yeah, he's like,
Do you know what I did? I said yes to everything at the end, said, looks good, don't change anything, submit.
Wow.
wow.
Yeah.
What? Wow.
I liked pretty much all the changes they had.
Ben was like,
You know why I didn't do the survey?
I believe it.
Because I would have just put stop in all fields, and it would have.
Stop!
It would have.
Stop! Stop!
No point to it.
Exactly, and then I'll just nullify your actual arguments.
It's like that
how
episode
it
of King
works.
of the Hill where Luann votes communist just to cancel out Hank's vote.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. Man, King of the Hill is always relevant.
It really is always relevant.
Dude, it's because it's the most like slice of life you can have.
Yeah.
I think King of the Hill is one of not only the best cartoons of all time, but I think one of the most important pieces of like American like media.
Yeah.
King of the Hill really does capture like a lot of maybe not what America is, but how we think of America, and the general values of Americans. One of those values being wizards could do no wrong, soy boy smile Funko Pop, I'll suck Matt Mercer's dick if Chris Perkins tells me to.
King of the Hill
Wow.
did?
You almost called
Yeah.
him Matthew Mercer. That was going to get really intimate.
Matthew. Hey, Matthew.
Is his name actually
Matthew.
Matthew Mercer?
Yeah.
I mean, what's your name?
Jack. Jack.
What?
Jack.
Jack?
Jack.
Is this a joke? What do you...
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a joke. Good job.
Is it...
Yeah.
Do you go by your middle name?
No,
No.
that's not my middle name.
His name's Matthew Matt.
Yeah.
Matt.
If anything, I'd be called Bill Baxter.
You are.
That's true.
You
That's
are
true.
online.
Don't ruin it.
While we're saying full names and screen names, we just start dropping like social security numbers and
I
addresses,
never said my
IPs.
full name.
Huh?
I never said my full name. I never said my last first.
Don't you have our names listed on each of these episodes?
I say Casey, Jimmy, and Matt.
Oh wow,
That's it.
All
That's
right.
You
all
spelled
I
my name
say.
with 3 T's. So
that's
it's fine.
great then.
That's fine.
All
That's
right.
fine. Did we not say your full name?
Well, now we
No.
did.
No, you didn't.
Oh,
Matt's fine, but you don't know my full name.
Yeah, you don't know. We don't know it.
man, he's a man of secrets.
Yeah.
He's a man of mystery.
Sure.
Huh?
Yeah.
If I need to go through and censor anything, circle back with me. And we'll
What? You want me to start saying stuff?
No.
You want me to start
No.
talking now?
No.
Talk about censoring.
Mm.
No, we're just doxing you.
Look, you
You
know what?
have not
How
got
about
anywhere
this?
close.
How about this? How about we just go through the? What would you fucking say?
What?
Go ahead. What's your
Let's go
list?
through the fucking survey.
Why?
I didn't.
Because I want to hear what you had to say about each of these. things.
Actually, I don't know. What the
I
survey
didn't
said.
even read the document because it was such a freaking headache.
You
to try
didn't
and
even
read.
read the document?
No, because I've got no faith in anything that they do.
Why?
Because I'm dead inside.
Because he doesn't believe in a future.
You need to do what I've done and just give up. And just give up. It's easy. Easiest thing I've ever done is just giving up, surrendering.
So is the first one like the question's like, "How's your day?" So it's just trying to like get you going,
How's your day? Oh man, don't get me fucking started.
and then as just like auto delete when you do this survey.
I'm on the D&D.
Welcome to
app right
season
now.
2, where we do surveys.
That'd be funny if they start like describing. Oh my god, they start describing one D&D in seasons. They start adding D&D stuff in Fortnite.
Oh, God.
Oh, Funko Pop,
Yeah,
Soy Boy,
it's gonna
smile.
happen with the
Oh.
D&D movie. Are you freaking kidding me, dude?
Is that out?
No,
If it's good enough.
no, the
Who's
movie's
it? It's
not
Chris
out.
Pine, right?
Isn't that like
Yeah,
another
Chris
year?
Pine's in it.
It's not supposed to be this year,
Christ.
is it?
Yeah, it's next year.
Yeah. I thought they weren't even like done with it.
Nothing is gonna beat. We've talked about this. Nothing's gonna beat the original D&D movie. Nothing is gonna beat the 3rd edition, the Jeremy Irons D&D movie.
A lot of
Impossible.
things beat it.
No,
It's one of the
False.
worst movies, aside from select scenes.
that movie.
There are scenes
yes.
that you can love, but to try and love that whole movie is an abomination.
That movie is dog shit. But it's dog shit in an era of movies where there was like shit like Ultraviolet was coming out, where it's like horrible fucking CGI and everybody's taking themselves way
Yeah.
too seriously and it wraps back around to being badass.
Yeah.
Now we're talking about a D&D movie coming out in the MCU era.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Like in full blown consumer mode.
Yeah. Dwarf's gonna look at the elf and go, "What are those?
What are those? Elven boots? Like, what are those? Yeah, if that happens, I will, in the theater, it'll be like The Happening. I'm going to lay down in front of a riding mower. You know what I mean?
In the theater?
The Happening? You mean the
It went
movie with all the
places.
trees?
The Happening, the movie where the
Shyamalan.
Shyamalan movie where they're all killing themselves because of the bee thing.
Because the pollen or something wants
Are you looking this up? Have you never seen the...
No, I had stop being so hyper focused.
I'm hyper-focused on what? I'm hyper-focused on nothing.
That's the problem, I
I've been
think.
drinking.
Jeez.
How else am I supposed to do this podcast? How else am I supposed to be here? How am I supposed to talk about D&D 5th edition? How else am I supposed
After
to...
you just bought new books for it?
After-
I have
After
spent
you're
like
the one that
in the
did the
past in the
survey?
past few months I've spent like $300 on 5th edition stuff.
Listen, I did plenty of surveys back and forth edition, and I know that they went jack shit,
That's-
diddly squat
Good
nowhere.
point. Good point.
So
And I can't fucking find the Dungeons and Dragons Rick and Morty. Oh, I can't find the thing I'm looking for.
What do they even add? Because I remember that was a thing. Was that just a box set?
It's just a reskinned starter kit.
except they did add items and stuff.
Were they good items?
Yeah.
I don't know. I always unclick the box in the builder.
I think
Oh, that's true. Yeah.
I think the idea was just it was a fun collab, and then they just basically there's new item stuff, but it literally is just a starter set.
The
that they
idea
just changed
the
skin
idea
on.
is at least we can get Patrick Rothfuss to write something.
Correct. I've started listening to C Team again. And
C-Team.
Patrick Rothfuss isn't in that, but
Yeah.
you know,
Like a writing podcast?
It's an actual play. It's the Penny Arcade actual play podcast.
Oh,
It's the Acquisitions Incorporated one.
Oh, that one.
And Patrick Rothfuss is like in it, but like, he only shows up as Viari to like the live shows now, and not even then, because like Morgan Webb was like replacing him, and I'm over here like, what the fuck are you doing? Because you're not writing, clearly.
Yeah.
So what other obligations are keeping you from attending a 4-hour game of D&D, Patrick Roth? Not even that. 2 hours, Patrick Rothfuss. What is going on?
Get Sanderson in there. Maybe we'll get slow him down.
He only plays Magic the Gathering.
Does he?
D&D.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah,
learned
that's his main addiction.
Now, I've gotten back into Magic, so I'm
Oh,
a
God.
full-blown wizard's cuck.
All right,
I'm full-blown.
without
Really
your
are.
dick, I'm gonna hit you with mine.
With your dick?
Your deck.
Ooh,
God
the
damn
boys
it.
frotting live on the pod?
I tried to do the double entendre, but I just leaned right hard into the actual dick.
Yeah. It's hard to do a double entendre when I'm literally gay. It's really hard to like when it's like, I'm gonna play gay chicken, and it's like, bet. Let's go. Bet. That's a game I know I'm good at. I speedrun gay chicken.
Speed run all the way into it.
He's got like 1,000 hours in it.
I've got 1,000. I have a Europa Universalis 4 amount of hours in gay chicken.
Wow.
Woo.
Um.
Well, trial and error.
What trial and error? A lot of, oh man, remind me to hose out next time because this really didn't go well. Hey, make sure you call me when you go. Actually, I wouldn't blame you if you never called me again. It's fine.
Load save game.
Oh man, every time before I have a sexual encounter, before I have a hookup, I quick save.
Quick save.
You cringily send that message to them? You send a message saying
quick
save.
saving? Like I have a loading bar.
They're like, why are you sending me this? And you're like,
Well,
you're a crazy night.
You'll never know. Because
Yeah.
you'll come over to the house, you'll be like, all right, you ready? And I'm like, oh, I'm not feeling it. And it's like, we didn't even have sex. We did multiple times. You just nothing worked out. Here's I'm gonna get you an Uber.
What?
Go home. This isn't good for either of us, trust me. Remember that quick save I made? You know what? I kind of want to do that now just to fuck with someone.
Yeah.
Go through that whole rigmarole just to absolutely convince someone that I'm like free guy, hardcore Henry, like IRL video game man.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You see the Joe Haver one of that?
The Joel Hate what? No.
He had one about Groundhog Day.
Oh yeah.
That was great.
That was good.
It was like the
No.
first. He wakes up normal, and the second day is like slightly like the first one. He goes, "Oh, it must be Groundhog Day," and immediately a salesman comes up to him and he goes, "Ha ha!" ha," pushes him over like, "Hey man, what the heck?" He's like, "Why would you push me? That's so mean. Why would you do that?" "Oh, it's on Groundhog Day." "How do you know you're Groundhog Day?" "Well, this stuff happened." "It could have happened the same way. Check what day it is. It's Tuesday." "Oh." "You spent one day and you thought you were Groundhog." "Well, everything was the same." It was great. I
Now
love that
that is a level of like fucking paranoia. It's like, I think I'm being Groundhog Day'd, but I can't just start going around killing people or streaking, because what if it's not? Or what if this is the day that it resets and I'm stuck with the decisions I made on this
This
day?
is the guy. Well, the point is, like, he immediately becomes an asshole. The first
The
day.
second
Ooh, did you just
like that.
did you just stumble on reverse Groundhog Day, where someone already had like the worst day imaginable, and then their Groundhog Day is all the consequences after that day, and trying to do it so many times to actually set it back right?
Oh, that's fucked up. Oh,
Ooh.
man. I like that, though. That's compelling.
Yeah, it's a reverse Groundhog Day.
I like reverse Groundhog
Oh,
Day.
yeah. So it's fixing the day after something bad.
Yeah, your Groundhog Day is the day of massive consequences from the day prior.
We were talking about
The Edge of Tomorrow.
Yeah, kind of.
Edge of Tomorrow, kind of. We were another good one, Happy Death Day.
Yeah.
Because they have the second one, which takes place like literally one day. So it's you have a full Groundhog Day situation, and then it ends, and you immediately enter another Groundhog Day.
Yeah.
The horror movie?
Yeah, the horror movie.
Was it good?
It's very good.
Oh,
Both are
really?
very fun.
The-
Both are
the-
very fun.
The name kind of makes it seem
Yeah.
like it isn't.
Happy Death Day to You is the name of the second one, and the name isn't that great, but it is good. And what I really like about it is the fact that the entire time she's like, I cannot believe I'm stuck in this fucking bullshit again. She has had enough. Like, she's had it up to fucking here, and she has to do it all over again, and it's very funny.
Because like the trigger's hard
Ooh.
to find.
No,
How to reverse it.
it's like, apparently a lot of people want this bitch dead.
Oh damn.
Because she was. I mean, in the first one, she's a shitty person, and she learns through, like, you know, her experiences dying over again. It's like, man, I wasn't that great, but, like, it keeps biting her in the ass how many people she was shitty to.
Damn.
Yeah, that's kind of what I'm talking about. Now,
That's true. Yeah, that is kind of what you're
How
talking
about a Groundhog Day campaign?
I've thought about that before.
Pick an intrigue-heavy setting.
Mhm.
You build it around one session. So every time you get to the table, it starts the exact same way. You get as far as you can. By the time the session ends, if things aren't solved and whatnot, Dungeon Master's like, this is what happens. Everyone dies or everything is locked in consequences. You start again.
I've thought about that at length.
The
yeah.
thing with Groundhog Day, in terms of doing it in a game mechanics, he gains experience points. He gains
Mhm.
abilities. Those all stay.
Right.
So you can
right.
still have natural character player progression throughout
you
a
have
campaign.
to build the world out in the sense that it's like, all right, I'm no longer gated by the first, second level obstacles. Now there are third, fourth level obstacles.
Yeah.
I would also never explicitly tell the players what's happening.
Yeah.
Like, we'd start the first session, I'd run a session like normal, end of the session, that's cool. Whatever they did that first time, that's it. And then build it out from there, and then come back in, start it the same way, end it, but never explicitly say, oh, it's starting all over again. Like, because you don't
Yeah.
know when you solved it. You know what I mean? That'd be, I guarantee someone's done that.
Yeah.
The question is whether they've, like, actually recorded their thoughts.
I'd
in
probably
a
do it.
blog or
I'd probably do
something.
it as a heavy intrigue game that starts with a major event and always ends with a major event. That seems like there's no way to solve it.
Right.
But as you play through that same session, you can continually find avenues that lead to, okay, maybe we're getting closer to being able to stop this event that always ends this day and this session.
I like
And
that.
that'd be the campaign.
That could be a lot
That's why
of
it'd
fun.
be intrigue focused.
Yeah, because it would be mainly, it would be figuring out, like, why is this happening, or who's doing this? Is
Yeah.
this like a malicious thing? Is this like a magic item sort of, a magic sort of thing, or is this
Yeah.
just a, I do like that a lot.
There's the you ever heard of Returnal?
Yeah.
Yeah, you heard about the concept of that game?
Yeah, I watched like an analysis video.
Did you watch the Jacob one?
I think
Jacob
so.
Geller?
Yeah,
Yeah, where it's-
yeah.
I love that guy. I've been watching
Yeah.
so much of his stuff.
I used to watch a lot of his stuff, and I don't as much anymore. But like, his shit keeps popping up for me, and every time I see his name, I'm like, yeah. you
He's
know.
a great storyteller.
He's
Like
good.
one
He's
of the
very,
top 5
very
for me.
good.
But yeah, the game is roguelike. You play through it, and then one of the big things of the game is you get off the planet, have your whole life, you get married, you have it, you die at 80, and then you wake back up.
Yes, that is like really fucked.
I mean, I don't know if I
Yeah.
like the game, the concept, not the concept, but the game itself. I wouldn't care too much, like roguelike. But
Uh-huh.
I'm like, damn, that's fucked.
I
You have
like
your
that,
whole life
yeah.
after you leave this hellscape. You barely survived. You just had to get out.
You die and you start back at the beginning of the loop. You didn't
Yeah.
break the loop.
After
You just
like
made the
being
loop
away
longer.
from like
Yeah.
60 years or something.
Yeah.
You were like 30 or something when it happened, and then she has a whole life, and then her soul is just stuck.
I mean, honestly, if you're asking me, that sounds like an eternal life hack. Because if you know how to escape and live the rest of your life, you just keep doing that every time and just keep getting reborn.
Yeah,
know
but
what
you
I'm
have to
saying?
go through hell for probably like a year on the planet every single time.
That is true.
Yeah,
That
I think
is
it's
true.
like I mean, games are always really quick, but I
Mhm.
think it's still like in that game you're literally climbing like 3 Everests
Yeah.
to get to a point,
All right. Well, hang
and then
on.
eventually you go
Wow.
down.
If you okay, you can have eternal life, but you have to climb Mount Everest 3 times every like 60 years, unless you get hit by a
I
car.
guess you assume you survive it,
yeah.
or you. So wait, so in order to,
Well, there's no risk to trying because you just go back to the beginning when you
that's
die.
what I was gonna ask.
Yeah.
If you have to, because then it'd be like you just die every time.
Because if I know how to leave and live the rest of my life, and there's no risk involved, because if I die, I just start at the beginning of the thing, it's not actually that bad. It might be kind of annoying, especially in the sense that it's like, oh, I get back to Earth, and within a year I get hit by a car, fuck, I'm back. But technically, I don't really know as much about the Lord of the Games, so I don't know how feasible that is. I wonder if the writers have thought about that. But
No, yeah. If you die, you go back. That's the whole point. No
Yeah.
matter what.
So you can do
Sure.
Wizard of Oz in D&D.
Yep.
You can do Peter Pan.
Peter Pan, you could do Simbaroom in D&D.
You know what I'm convinced that you can't do in D&D?
What?
Any edition,
What?
except maybe real, just old school OSR.
What?
It would still work.
Okay.
But anything like 3rd edition, 4th edition, or 5th edition, you can't do Lord of the Rings.
Yeah. Well, there is a so I have friends who are in a game of the Middle Earth 5th edition stuff that they released.
Yeah.
And they are people who like me are not the biggest. We're not the biggest fans of 5th edition.
Yeah.
Until me, of course, I admitted to myself, like, in a Rocco's Basilisk sort of way, that it's like, oh well, of course I'm gonna play 5th edition. Of course, it's otherwise Hasbro will pay to have me euthanized. But they had similar opinions to me as to 5th edition as a whole, and they really enjoy it. So I've heard the Lord of the Rings 5th edition stuff is really good from sources that have every reason to say it's not good.
So it can't be really good though. For Casey, it means they're convincing themselves they're having fun, not having fun.
I've played in
I
some
see.
I've played in some
That's
middle.
my role usually. Usually I'm the one convincing myself that I'm not going to have any fun. Is Casey the new?
I've played in some
Bad
Middle
Wrong
Earth
Fun
Lord
guy?
of the Rings. I've played in several games that have tried a Middle Earth Lord of the Rings.
Oh, I believe
5th
it.
edition.
I believe
It never works.
Was it fifth
Yes.
that one
And
time?
it never works largely because of magic.
Was it fifth when I was there?
Yes.
that one
Magic's
time?
completely different.
I don't know if it was. Was it fifth the one we did with?
Yeah.
I did the PowerPoint. Yeah,
The PowerPoint?
yeah, I did a PowerPoint showing why they should buy real estate in Mordor.
I heard.
Yeah. I mean,
Is
okay.
this the second time you've played a
That-
real estate
It
agent
is
in a
not
long-term
the second
campaign?
time. It's not the second time because he's done it multiple times.
What's up with your obsession with real estate?
It's not that many times.
Matt always goes, wow, we have this super fantastical world of escapism and fantasy. How do I have fun in this? Well, the only way I can have fun is by adding real world consequences and conceits into it, designed around my character to bring everything back to ground.
That speaks to my OSR roots. I like that. I
Yeah.
do like that.
Yeah, I got those genes.
He's
You got those genes.
Well,
You
because
got
it's
them
like
genes.
most of the people who are going to be doing this are from some background.
Yeah.
Being the guy who has his parents killed and you were fighting all your life is like should only be like less than 1% of a percent.
Sure.
Most of them are going to have a life before.
Sure, but the thing is, Matt, that when you're playing at a game, you're supposed to be playing typically the exception among individuals
I am.
that are involved in a story. No,
I am.
no, you're the exception. You're the everyone designed around the Fellowship, and they're like, sure, I guess we'll bring this accountant along.
Yeah, but he's good.
We'll accept that for now.
Yeah.
I like that we really do have to bend over backwards to accept Matt's characters into parties, but I am still fully willing to do it because of how absolutely depraved
Frostbane
it
is
makes
just a
everything.
regular guy. It's just his.
It's a regular guy. That's another thing. Okay, is you'll explicitly say, okay, this is what I'm doing and this is my concept, but then in play there will be no inkling to it throughout an
Right.
entire campaign.
I have. You still
until
played
at the
that.
very end you're like, oh, remember that I'm this, and we're like, yeah, we all did. We were waiting for you to bring it up.
I have it the whole time.
We are in the era of everyone is a lesbian tiefling with 12 pages of backstory. So the fact that you want to be a regular guy, which does again absolutely fill my cup, absolutely just
The backstory.
I can jerk off to the thought of that alone. Yes, especially that
Yeah.
backstory. I spent 15 years as a radish farmer. That's all you need to know about me. You know what I mean? Like as much as I like that, it is counter
The
to
problem
current play
is,
style, which
the
I
problem
like.
is,
You know,
he doesn't have, his characters don't have aspirations.
I do.
Aside from that, he goes,
his characters have aspirations.
no, he goes, I've spent 15 years as a radish farmer. All right, now you're on this epic quest that has to be able to stop this evil that threatens your radishes. And you go, well, I could just plant my radishes elsewhere.
yeah.
And we go, no,
Yeah.
no, it'll be destroyed. And you're like, well, then it sounds like there'll be less radishes and they'll sell the same. because of supply and demand.
Supply and demand, baby.
You're saying
I have a
there's
radish
one
grow
character.
house.
If I have one radish, my life is not going to change.
One character that way. Everyone else is a very distinct way of doing things.
I don't like that. I feel like this has been a common theme for the past couple episodes, was just roasting Matt's character.
That's fine. I don't care.
I mean,
you should see what they roast beyond everything else in life.
what is the last thing they've roasted you on?
Don't play video games with me and everybody else.
what video game did this happen in?
No, just no one likes me playing video games. Ever.
You know what? Hang on.
I'm perfectly
Hang
fine
on.
with playing video games.
Hang on. Let's talk about that. Hang on.